Welcome, welcome, traders. How we doing today? It is Power Hour, and I am Steve, and you are here at Trade the Pool. We're going to do some trading. We're going to do some price action reading. And howdy, Joe. Good to see you, brother. Joe is watching INBS, SIDU, JCSE. All right, let's go, brother. We've had some bangers today. We've been sniping these Ondas dips in the morning, in the afternoon, even one there. That one was break even trade, but we like the stock it's breaking out. Speaking of stocks that are breaking out, that we like, we got UEC. We're going to switch to a daily chart for you here. Look at that beautiful daily chart. And look at those buys at the bottom, sells at the top. We like that. So we're getting close to this big middle of the W. Uranium, so hot right now. We can look at URA. Here's the ETF. Beautiful setup. Again, forming this nice base, testing the base. Just about any of these that we look at, going to be doing this. UUU. This one's actually leading, so it's ahead of the base here. We got in this one at 15. We added UEC today on... Actually, looking at the daily chart, I got stopped out right at the bottom when that was where I should have sniped the entry off the high of the day previously. But we got right back in. Oh, my cat's knocking stuff off my balcony here. There she goes. Okay, we are back. So uranium looking good. We talked about a potential strategic uranium reserve announcement. We haven't gotten the announcement, but you know what? I'm thinking it's a possibility. Looks like I just got tagged in on some UEC here for a little extension play. I'm being greedy. We've been scalping this all day long. Let's look at our trades on here. UEC. This one was a really nice pennant in the morning. As you can see, I thought that this was a higher low right there, so I took a position. I added in a little aggressively. Not very smart, because I got stopped out on the loss of this level. But hey, you know what? I recognized when we wicked back up this strongly that we were going higher. So I started a position here when we started to catch into these moving averages, added on the breakout because I was a greedy boy. Since I was a greedy boy, I took it as soon as we started consolidating up here. Didn't actually clean up any shares out here. We were looking for the 14 handle. We didn't quite get it. Came back down here, stopped us out break even. No harm, no foul. We're getting back in. We're loading up. We're tranching out, getting back in, taking more off, getting back in, taking more off. Trading around the core position to lock in some profits on the day. Actually up 800 on the day. Very good day for us. Hey, Tack, good to see you. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm looking at comments now. I was excited. Let's see. MNTS. Stop, save lives. Let's take a look at that. I'm scared. What am I going to pull up here? MNTS. I saw it on my scanner that it was popping in the morning. Someone tells me it's not on the scanner anymore. Oof. All right, so that's a $1 move in 1 minute and probably a halt there, I would assume. That's gnarly. Okay. Stop, save lives. Absolutely. So top tier financials, as Talk is pointing out, interesting moves in the Goldman Sachs, the Morgan Stanley, the BlackRock, and the JPM. We can take a look at some of those financials. When I checked this morning, it seemed like they were very, very strong. I haven't checked in since the afternoon. Look at that. Massive breakout here. And if we look at a higher time frame, like a weekly, looks even clearer. This looks like it's starting to squeeze, guys. Looks like it's getting this yeehaw giddy up, curl up like this. And I love this kind of look, whether it's on a daily like this or whether it's on an intraday chart like ONDS here. See when it started to curl up through the previous highs, then you just get the big squeeze and it finishes off in some real big candles and then you take profit into those. So JPM, are we doing that on the weekly? Do we get a real nice big move up here to maybe 370 or so? 350 is probably more realistic. Interesting. Goldman Sachs, absolute powerhouse, just like Morgan Stanley, or just like JPM, actually even stronger than JPM. Just crazy breakouts here, guys. This is not what happens when we are heading into a recession. Just saying, bears. This is looking pretty darn promising. All right. Hey, good to see you, Crow. HYMC, nice day. Let's check that out. HYMC. Oh, I see my lunar trade starting to heat up. We can look at that in just a sec. Oh wow, that's a nice tight flag there, huh? Highcroft Mining. Oh, this is the one that wasn't this the one that AMC bought their stake in or something? What are they up to long term? Whoa, okay. They're going up long term apparently. This is wild. They must be doing critical minerals, rare earth metals, that kind of thing. Very interesting. Hey, Larry, I can if you're talking about my Discord, I can send that. If you're talking about the trade the pool Discord, I can also send that. So just let me know what you're looking for and I can set you up there. Anyways, we have a little bit of a potential trend change here in SPY. We could say that this is still a flag, but if it was still flagging and we were trending up till the close, I would kind of like to see this hold over the 2-day VWAP and a push higher. Since we lose this 50-minute moving average, I'm a little sus. We're going to zoom in because I want to show you just how good this 50-minute moving average is. So on the 1 minute here, when we think we have a trend day, or we're bullish in the morning, which we were, nice push out the gates, nice flush out, nice push, nice flush out, hard to trade, hard to trade. I took a put, it took 5%, and missed the 100% call play on the indices. So I did not trade this very well. This was hard for me to read. But what I did notice, which got me out of the put, was my target was just this 50-day right here, or 50-minute moving average, this blue coming up right here, because I know that we can be going up and these shorter term moving averages, they can chop out in the morning on high volatility. But we should see buyers, if the trend is up, we should see this 50 hold. And we saw a really nice 3 taps here, just beautiful stuff. And then we get the expansion. So then we are, selling over the swing highs. If we were in, we didn't take this trade, we'd be selling, big candle like this, take some off there. And then when it comes back into the 50, if we're still bullish, this still looks like a flag there to me. See that flagging back into here, just like this was flagging back into here. So you can add here, you can add here, you can add here. It gives you 3 really nice ads each time you get a chance to take it off over a previous high or over a new high. And this is how you can just take these little bite-sized pieces and trade around a position. So now, here we are. This is our 50 moving average. We are stuck under it ever since this failure. Also, the 200 moving average has started to act as resistance. So we might get a pop up here and then reject this. Let's see what happens. In general, I am just about all out of my... Oh, that's a bummer. I wanted to look at the lunar, but I didn't want to jinx it. We were a few ticks away. We were like 1 tick away from getting filled there. So we gotta sit in the pocket on this one and see if we can hold this ribbon here, get the push up. I thought this one was going to squeeze. Not squeezing quite yet, but it's got the potential there. Okay. Oh, thank you, Joe, for putting those links up there. I appreciate you. Catching up here. Talk is taking an app trade. Looks like nice bounce from 603 to 640. That's a nice little trade there. That's such a wild chart, isn't it, Talk? That stuff's crazy to me. Like when you surge this strongly up to the previous high and then you just reject that hard, makes me think I don't know what's going on. Makes me think it's a good stock for me to not be in right now until I figure it out. So you see this gap up. This general area did hold as support. In general, we have a pretty clean resistance area here. So, curious to know what were you just trading, looking for the psychological support of the 600 there, or maybe this volume profile shelf? I don't see a super obvious place down here, but definitely caught. Yeah, all technical there. Took cap profits, sold CVX and OIH. I like that. I think that anybody who is not a brand new Venezuelan geopolitics expert as of this weekend probably knows that they do not have enough supply to flood the market, no matter how fast. It's not as simple as us going in there and turning it on. The biggest impact, as my understanding, in terms of oil dynamics here, is that it forces China to be more dependent on Saudi Arabia as opposed to their more aligned or more politically aligned allies previously in Maduro and Venezuela. So interesting dynamics there. It's no surprise at all that the two biggest winners are Halliburton, big 10-15% gap up there, and SLB. And you know, guys, egg on my face, because what did I write 4 months ago when the Venezuela stuff was heating up? I said, long these guys. You know who doesn't have any in their port? This guy. So I got bored. I got bored, and then they did it in the dead of night. Caught me by surprise. So what can you do? What can you do? So let's see if we can get a hold on our lunar, or if we're going to stop out here. Don't want to really lose any money on this trade, so I'll take the break even if they make me. The UEC here is starting to kind of look solid, so I might actually add into this if they give me an entry right at my cost basis, right at this pivot that we're trying to break. And I'm on the fence about lunar. I really should have just pulled the plug here when it was like 1 penny away and I saw it now coming back, but that tilts me a little bit. Sometimes I just let them rip, let the chips fall where they may. All right. So can I look at EOSE? Absolutely, Adhara. Thanks for popping in and asking that. So EOSE in a very interesting sector. We're talking about this sector a lot in my Discord. We took some small positions earlier, a little too early. Now they're popping, and now we're green again. But I have not secured a second ad on names like, man, we got a lot. So I'm not in EOSE anymore. We took this one from 660 something right in here, and we took that to the measured move of 12 whatever, I guess 13, and then I think I got another sell off at 15, and I don't think I got any off up here, and then I stopped out at probably 13 again. So this one's setting up again. I'm gonna pop back. I heard some popping. All right, that's the SPY popping there, and that is trading into I'll pull this up for you really quick. Here's our book map. This is the 649 or 6949, 6950 level. This big level in here in the orange and the red, we are just pushing up into that and digesting it. And you see this level coming on below and this green square. That means that there are big buyers and they're trying to push us up actively through this resistance. So great place to look here. You can look for this 6957 handle for the little scalp. Whoops. All right, getting that out of the way. So SPY with the nice curl up, we're going to see what it does at the 200-minute moving average. Remember we said, all right, we might get the curl up, but we got to see what it does here. So it's going to be decision time here. Did we get filled? Yes, we did get filled on our other UEC here. We like that. Now that this is put in a nice double bottom, a higher low on lunar in the bottom right here, right at our cost basis, we are going to ratchet our stop up right under there. And that should protect us. If we go break even on the trade, so be it. Lunar's been a ATM for us today. Took like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 profitable trades. Who even knows? So I like the look on this UEC. I really like this look on this UEC. Mobileye, MBLY. What a dog. This one has been a tough one. If you were a bull, I know there was a couple big FinTwit guys that were so sure that this thing was the next NVIDIA or the next ON, the next something big. Yeah, rough. If you were loading up in here just waiting for your time to shine. I tried to get involved in here. I thought this was breaking out. I got in on a back test of here, probably this day, and stopped out 2 days later. Said, all right, it still sucks. Still sucks. So this is an interesting look, though. I don't know what this candle is, though. This kicker candle, kind of rough to gap up and move down. Did they present? They present today, which sounds like later, but this looks like an earnings candle. So interesting stuff there. Definitely worth watching. But what we really want to see in my book here, I want to see a little head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders play out. So you've got the neckline right here and the left shoulder, little right shoulder as these moving averages curl up. That'd be really nice. Let me look at a 5-minute candle, make sure I'm not going crazy. Yeah, this is a weird, man, it tried to break out hard there. There was just a big seller, it looked like. Popped it right back down. Definitely an interesting name there. And all right, we are starting to see a little bit of sellers coming in at the 2-day VWAP there. But UEC is starting to work for us. Hey, we like that. We like that. So what I can do, I can get a little spicy. Since it looks good, I can add back off this previous high as the moving averages catch up. I would expect this to flag for 2-3 more minutes, flush out, then move higher. If I'm wrong, we manage our risk under this low. There we go. Oh, right at 14. All right, we got to give it one more tick. Because how bad does it feel when it comes down to the round number, stops you out at the round number, then rips your face off? So we're going to watch this. SPY is going to come down a little to these moving averages. That's where we want to see a real hold. We got ONDS in the top corner here. This one's airing out a little bit down to 12. We already took our runners on both options and shares, so I'm just letting this one cook. It had a great day today. Now we're going to let it do what it's going to do. Looks like I'm going to get stopped out of Lunar here, though. That's going to be a bummer. That's going to be a bummer. That was going to be a really nice trade for us. We were up 120 at the peak here. Should have locked at least half of it in. Going to round trip it all the way to zero, but hey, that's okay. We made like $400 on this one already. Definitely good to note, though, guys, that, everybody has their limits, right? I've been trading all day long, and I think probably now starting to lose my edge a little here. I was trading real good, but there's always a chance to get caught. And so I'm not giving myself a chance to get caught on this Lunar. You see, we stopped out. It's plunging now. We still like this for tomorrow, but, got to wait and see. Got to wait and see what we do. Okay, we're getting yeehawed on this one, too. So that's what I get for trying to chase a little ad here. Now we are slightly red on the position. We're going to see if it stops us out. If so, no worries. Kind of don't want to trade anymore anyway. All right. What do we got? Checking the old watch list. Yeah, that 69.50 wall still relatively strong on ES there. That's going to hold us down for now. And we have 45 minutes left in the session. So these moving averages curling up. We see if it holds. It's trying. And let's see, can I add to this position if we do catch these? I don't think I can. I think that since I added up here, it's too risky and I need to wait for a pop and get out of this bad ad. Get my cost basis back down. Then if we come down again and it looks like a high or low, then maybe I can consider it. We're going to take Lunar off my screen here. I don't want it. Make sure I kill that order. Those were a little ambitious. Maybe tomorrow we get to 1950. Yeah, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, those guys are moving. UNG is the saddest, man. Every time I look at this thing, okay, all right, it's all right. In the morning, me and Promo, my good friend Promo, the fundamentals trader, we're going, man, is it time to buy LNG? And then we pull up Boyle. We go, oh, it's got to be time, right? Well, I guess so. I didn't buy any. It's fun to joke, but it feels really bad to buy a chart that's down 13, 14%, especially when it's the Widowmaker. So we do see this rising 200-minute moving average on Lunar. It does seem like it's trying to play ball. That would be a high or low. I'm going to wait for something really definitive before I get involved. This is the look we wanted to see on SPY, though. That curl up and the big buy. So we want to see this close. We don't want to see a wick down. Then we want to see some follow through and a break of this high. And then we can start cooking. Realistically speaking, though, not sure how far we get today. We kind of were front loaded in terms of our gamma exposure. I'll bring that over for you real quick. So this, sorry, that's a weird angle. There we go. So this was today's gamma exposure. Well, is today's gamma exposure as it is now. There was a lot more put gamma exposure that obviously got dried up real quick as we expanded in the morning. And we just saw the 688 get laid into and the 690 get laid into. Now we are seeing a big reduction in the 690. This one was almost as big as our 688 pin. So that just means that as we approached 688, which is where we went to on SPY, we overshot it, but so 688 basically right here. We'll draw that out for reference. So basically we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves over here. We were trying to reach up at this point for that 690. And see, this move right here was from all of those 690 calls when they were way up here. Now that we failed to make that push, they sold the 690s. And now we are kind of pinned to that 680. See that? Just stuck to it, basically. When we go under here, we'll probably make a higher low and then come back and visit it again. That's what I would kind of imagine. Oh, UEC stopped me out to the penny and caught. All right, we're done trading for the day. That is $100 down from our peak. But you know what? We're up 600 or 760. I'm not going to take any more trades. I'm not going to mess with it. Oh, that's such a nice bounce on ONDS, though. Okay, if ONDS gives us a higher low off of this rising 200, I will take a small swing just because it's a very high confidence play for me. But besides that, no more trades, no more intradays. They can get me, but as long as they get me at the very end after I've made my money, that's allowed. Yeah, ONDS up 10%, brother. Guess how much it's a ON. I knew you were going to bring it up. ONDL. I bought it not the first day, the second day. And that's up. I think I'm up 70, 60% or something on those. Crow, it's whispering. TMD's whispering. If it's whispering, I gotta listen. Let's see what TMD says. Oh, that's pretty. All right, okay. We have the big volume pin here. Yeah, this is pretty. We're gonna mess around a little bit. This is a little tiny stock though. Okay, so I have to think about how I play this because I need to be able to lock 10 cents in. Otherwise, it's not worth my time. Well, otherwise, like, I have to make 10 cents to make anything. So we're going to start with 100 shares at, look what I'm targeting here. See that little low volume node right here? I would love to get a wick back here on low volume and just fill in this little node. And you know what? I'd actually load in 200 there. I'll load in 200 there. Risk under here is still only like $20 for that. That's totally fine. That'd be a great starter that I'd like to build into if this starts working and start making traction over this nice volume shelf here. So we're keeping this one on the grid for sure. What the heck is it? TMDE? Yeah, TMDE. I got filled on, what the heck? All right, hold on. What's going on here? You ever get a phantom fill order and you don't know what the heck's going on? It wasn't this. I have no open positions. All right, I guess crisis averted. AVAV, good day as well. Yes, absolutely. All the drones. I do want to talk about Ondas in particular here because ONDS, Ondas, they are very uniquely positioned to actually be a big benefactor to the Venezuela, whatever you want to call it, intervention, liberation, coup. I don't, everybody calls it something, but what I call it is a money making opportunity. So let's talk about what ONDS does. As we watch, oh man, look at Lunar. All right, I'm chasing. This is the one I wanted to swing anyway. Let's watch it here. So it's popping up into here. I want it to make a W. So let's put a little stink bid in right there off the rising 200. I don't know if it's going to fill us. This one loves just ripping. So looks like my stops were a little too conservative. I just got to stick to the bread and butter. Under the big low. Under the big low. I would have been fine in both times. That's the real way. That's the real way. Now this is going to try to squeeze a little bit. Focus, Steve. Talk. All right, talk. I had to take my parents to the airport at 4 a.m, and I got 2 hours of sleep before that. I got 0 hours of sleep after that. I'm not in spring chicken mode. I'm not feeling super fresh, but you know what? We made some money. Cleo might. Oh, dude, you summoned her. She just jumped in the window. Now I gotta show her off. All right, UEC, yeehaw on me, bottom ticked me. What did I do? What did I do wrong? You don't know either? All right. All right, that's my risk management department. She sold one of my calls last week. I was bed trading. Guys, don't bed trade. It's a bad habit. Look at this thing ripping without me. I was bed trading and I had a 15-minute alarm set because I wanted to wait for the 15-minute candle to close to make a decision. And I was a sleepy boy, and I woke up to the sound going off. And I was like, "What in the world? Did a limit order fill? No, I had my market order ready to go on the thing, and she decided to walk over my screen. So, funny thing is, she had a better exit than I would have. So maybe you're right. Maybe she is the real trader here. All right, guys. What else is going on? XXRP is up 35%. Is that the Ripple ETF? Is that what's going on? And where was that? I don't even know what this thing was that we were looking at. TMDE. I gotta lock in. I think this thing's gone off without me a little bit. Not really. So I don't know why my order got canceled. I must have done something silly. We're going to put that back in the books. Working order TMD 111. Am I going crazy? Where's my order? All right, we're gonna cancel that and try it again because I don't see it on the books. That's weird. Do I not have chart trading? All right, guys, we're gonna figure this out in a second. The anti-lock-in. TMDE on here. Can I trade this one? All right, I'm being outsmarted by my brain. I'm sure this is something I'm doing that's silly. So why am I forcing a trade? I don't even need to do that. We're going to hang out, guys. So we have the nice surge on Lunar. It's going to leave me behind, but hey, you know what? That's okay because I have a call that I just forgot about until right now. So that makes me feel a little bit better. I guess I'm a little more locked in than I thought. So going on down our FinViz top mover scanners here, we got TMDE at number 1. That's up 160%. It doesn't look done, does it? Doesn't look done here. Do I chase it off the short-term moving average cluster? Ooh, I got 15 minutes for it to go to 28. That's actually pretty reasonable. It's pretty reasonable. But yeah, I can't figure out how to place an order, which is a little bit silly. I don't know what I just did. So we're going to chill instead. Oh, one of those days. This is really a good week though for I think it's a good week to get some footholds in swing positions. That's what I've been doing this week. We can talk about some of those while I try to figure out how to get my get my trades to work here. So what did I take today? Let me pop open the old Discord here. Lots of our homework that we've been doing over the past week has started to pay off. We started to see these setups break out. So we got into ALMU today. Go to a daily chart here. And look at that. My order would have been perfect. See that, guys? All right. Look at this. This is a great case study. So when you have a big volume profile, you see this on the right? I know it's a little bit hard with the blue on blue, but what want you guys to notice, see that little gap right there? We're going to mark it out. That little gap. See it? See it? Look how responsive these low volume nodes are. Just like that. So, bada bing, bada boom. You have confluence with what? You have confluence with the previous swing high. We call this a W. We go down, we go up, we go down, we go up and surge. See that? You got the W. You got the George. So you have that level. You have your curling moving averages. You also have bada bing, bada boom, that low volume node. You would just be tucked in there, nestled in there, so cozy, already up 5%. Already up 5%. If they come back and take you, you know what? You can do that all day long. Take a break even stop on a big mover like this. You catch one, makes your day. So real good stuff there. URNJ, I love that. That is Junior Uranium Miners. That's a ticker I haven't had a chance to trade in a while. Sprott Junior Uranium. Eric Russell, that is junior uranium. So it's the small guys. It's the speculative ones like NXE, DNN, all the fun stuff, all the, I won't say trash. I will say future treasures, all the future treasures in the small cap mining, because who knows what they're going to find in there, you know? They're going to find something in those hills. And here's a thesis I'm spitballing here. And look at the yeehaw and lunar. Maybe it comes back and gives us this fill. We'll see. So here's my spitball thesis here. Everybody knows that critical minerals, critical metals, transition metals, all these things, super important, right? Super key. They're very tight bottlenecks for so many key aspects of infrastructure, of defense, of all of these areas that you really can't not, you need the resources, right? So what are your options? You can open up a mine and you can wait 5 to 10 years and all of that good stuff, or you can go down to your neighbor down south and take it. Where is the biggest strategic vault of critical minerals in the Western Hemisphere? Western Hemisphere? Is that north south? In the West. I'm not smart, guys, but hear me out. So I think I don't like it. I think we're probably going to end up trying to take Greenland. I don't know. Seems like all bets are off here. Yeah, talk saying DNN, UUU, NXE, URG. Canada, kind of up north. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a lot easier to take Greenland than Canada. I don't think we're gonna take Canada. That'd bum me out. They're so nice up there. I don't want to invade Michael Noss. But either way, I'm just thinking, how are we going to get these critical minerals? And oh, lo and behold, once the floodgates open and we you know, what did we do? we flew in, we evac'd Maduro, and I guess we have oil now. I don't know. I don't know how things work. I'm a kid, but what I do know is that there's a whole bunch in Greenland, and he started yapping about Greenland as soon as we had Venezuela. So things to consider. Things to consider. We did get filled on lunar. This is what I want to hold for a swing. I think that it wants to move up. Let's look on the daily here. Also, let's look at the daily on URNJ here too, because I think Talk's right. I think this move is not done. I think this is going to creepy crawly up the right wally here, make a nice cup, and then hopefully we get a little pullback, and then we can go in more. We took some UUU right about down here, UUU, 4Us, and then what else did we do? The UEC today. The UEC was looking really nice. This is actually on my no trades list because it messed me up and stopped me out way down here somewhere. But I think it's still really solid. You get a little trend line action. Bada bing, bada boom, peekaboo. Next stop, we're going to swing over this, I think. Tag this 1450. That's what the trade I'll be looking for tomorrow. A little dip in the morning. Take some off at the 1450 and then shoot for this little imbalance right there on the daily. It's also a nice little pivot from this spike up, this spike up. See it fighting to hold it, fighting to hold it. Also, it was this swing high. So real actionable pivot here in my book once we can get over this. So I'd like to see the sweep and the move up here, come back a little back test, and then mitigate up top and keep on crawling. So we really like the uraniums here for the position swings. I think that this is going to be a theme that is not going anywhere, whether you have a 5-year horizon or a 1-year horizon. I think it looks good. Oh, mamma mia, look at us bottom ticking. That's a spicy meatball. Let's see if it holds. This is when I take the victory lap and then massive down candle, right? Eric Russell thinking Tesla will be good for a swing trade and end of week, early next week. I think you're onto something here. Let's take a look at that one. I think you're onto something. So Tesla, the Tesla, what do we got? We got a 50% retest right here at the 442 to 442. And what do we got? We got a rising 50-day moving average. So this is weird. I'm not going to lie. This is kind of a weird pattern, isn't it? Kind of sloppy, kind of all over the place. What I think it is basically, don't overthink it, right? We got a kind of a top of a range here, kind of a bottom of a range here. Yeah, we overshot it. So what? In general, we have the big range here, and we are holding the midpoint pivot here, just about. In my book, yeah, we're eating through the 450s. We're getting shorts trapped under the 450s. So now we have this pinch. And I think you're right that it's not quite ready yet, but we should keep it on our radar because, so what do we have? We found buyers at the 50. That's good. So the next job is to test the 20. 20, we found sellers. Not a lot, but we are getting capped there for now, which makes complete sense. Past 3 days range, we got this swoop in moving average. We got the steeper swoop in 9 moving average there, but these guys are starting to flatten out. So what we'll see is we'll see some ping pong action, very likely, I think, this week as we consolidate and pinch between this rising support, which is more valid than this weaker falling resistance, essentially. We always give credit to the higher time frames until the short ones prove them wrong. The short ones represent the short-term trend. The longer terms represent the longer-term trends. So, guys, it is 3:35 market time. We have 15 minutes left to close your trades and trade the pool, close your options trades, and then we have 10 more minutes. After that, we'll be watching the mock candle, of course, as always. And while I ramble, what else is happening? TMDE. That one's still going, it looks like. Is it still going? Where's our TMDE? Right here. Okay, my scanner's delayed. Never mind. It's hanging out. It's hanging out at this level. Meanwhile, ONDS right here. Oh, I got distracted. Guys, this is why ONDS is so bullish for Venezuela. Pardon my me being all over the place here. But so ONDS, they just so happened to move to Florida. They moved their headquarters to Florida, and they changed it from Ondas Holdings to Ondas. Just the word. What does Ondas mean? It is the Portuguese word for wave. What does that mean? I don't know. But what I do know is that they're positioning themselves in a very key strategic corridor for not self-defense, for aviation defense, for basically they are smack dab in the middle of an area in which in the next couple of years, 5 years, there's going to be nothing but increased need for aerial patrols, let's call it. Who does that? So you have Kratos, KTOS. They do the high flying stuff in the upper atmosphere. They're making autonomous jets. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. It's like cool Transformer toys, except for they kill a bunch of people. It's a weird sector to invest in, I will say. But that being said, what happens under those high flying autonomous jets? You have all of the drones, and ONDS is positioned pretty uniquely based on their geographic location, based on the fact that they are ran by Eric Brock, who has a long history in finance. He is not just a drone CEO. He's a very capable CEO with a very nice track record, and he's really turned this company around. The narrative has completely changed. This was a $1 stock a year ago, and it went to 10, and institutional investment was still sitting around 10%. Then it dropped to 5. When it dropped to 5 and 6, we saw institutions just flooding in and buying that dip. And let me go to the daily chart to just show you something real cool. Which I'm seeing is that all of this choppiness, man, this was giving me this stock like took a year off my life probably, with the amount of times I got in and I was up 8% and then I was flat, and then I was up 10% and I was flat, and it was like it's really hard to hold for this big move here. And so I was trading around the position, but it was not easy. But what I'm seeing is this was all upwards consolidation. Do you notice just the massive green bars here? Look at the green compared to the gray. They're buying everything. They're just buying and buying and buying. And now we got the big 3 days in a row. And look, we haven't even had a massive surge in volume. This thing can still just bottle rocket out of this range. So we got to go to the monthly whenever we're looking at a chart like this, because we could be seeing a little Palantir action. So this doesn't have the full price history. Previous all-time highs are about 20. And if we do a little fib action from the lows to the 20, we can see that in the past 1, 2, 3 days here, we've smashed through the 50 here at 1045. Smashed through it, and we're not showing any sellers. So I really do think that we're going to reach on up to 13 at the very least, very likely 14 to 15. And that's where I'll be looking to take more off. But this is a long-term trade for me. I'm in from 8. I ain't going anywhere. I know what I got. No low balls. So really, really liking this company. UMAC is another interesting one in this space. And 10 minutes left to close your trades up here, guys. UMAC just surging here. I think they got a contract or something going on here. I don't know. So the other thing with ONDS is FIFA just announced they're investing 160 million on essentially securing the skies. There are a few companies that could snatch up that money, but I think ONDS is best positioned. You could also look at RCAT. It's an interesting one. A little less interesting to me. They don't have all the other things going for it that ONDS does, but still really nice chart there, especially on a higher time frame. AVAV, the Olympics, that's interesting. AVAV is probably the blue chip, right? So probably this would be the smart, like the safest way to play the theme, especially because ONDS is pretty extended now. This one, I'd like a little back test off of this, the W, the little W. It's kind of a weird W, but just the top of the base here. So if it finds support somewhere in there, maybe it dips back down once more to this 670. That'd be really nice, but probably not. So I mean, I love these. This was my favorite of the spec tech stuff, the speculative growth stuff that I talked about. And look at ONDS is just surging. It just doesn't want to quit. Lunar, a little stinky, a little sad. That's okay. We're down $1. I can weather the storm there. TMD just seeing a little bit of fade in here. It looks like they need to reload under 1 still. Doesn't look like it's ready to go. Back testing the base here. So we'll keep an eye on that. In the UEC, I still like that it's just trading sideways ever since smashing up to this 14 handle. It's consolidating above 14. I think it wants to go higher. Let's see. I actually can buy a little more of this lunar. I'm going to buy a little more of it here as it's putting in an engulfing candle. We'll see if it fills me. I like to go just middle of the spread when I do get one like this, and it's fine. I'm actually going to just tag in here. It's a little aggressive, but hey, if it loses here, then we're out a few bucks, no biggie. If it does catch, then we get to siphon out of some of this into the close and then have a little bit of a cushion there for the swing. That's the idea, at least. We like space. I like space. Space is the place. AV up $43 today. Yeah, apparently. Apparently, that's pretty wild. Oh, wait, Eric, did I misunderstand you? Are you looking to swing Tesla short? Oh, that's definitely valid too. Let's look at that. Let's look at that setup. Maybe I'm stuck in bull brain. Maybe I've got a Elon derangement syndrome. I don't know. So if we are looking for the short, we could maybe see a pop up to this gap, this imbalance at 470. If we find sellers there, that could be a really nice place to get involved. And we can redraw this just a little bit to, I'm looking at this top wick. And yeah, it aligns with there. So that's an area. It's an area you could look to short. Just in general, so Tesla had one of those charts that even when it was at 100 down here, it looked like it was going to end up doing something screwy and making its way higher on the monthly, to me at least. So I wasn't really sure how it was going to get there when it was down here, especially when it's down here. But it's done so much great work, so much constructive work. And now we're hanging out at the top of the major range. And I don't think that this is a time where you would want to fade speculative growth, fade the golden age of grift, as the illustrious Shrub would say on Twitter. The golden age of grift. It's a great time to have a company that is cozy with the government and is at the top of the range and, I don't know, is a moonshot, I guess you would say. Nobody is selling this up here if they think it's going to 1,000. And if anybody is holding it, all this roller coaster, they're holding for a much bigger move. I think Tesla's a $700 stock in a year or two. But that might be crazy. Yeah, the GAG, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Talk is in Costco. That's an interesting one. I haven't looked at that one in a while. Oh, we gotta watch for when Costco releases its newest precious metal bars. You know, every time it does that, it just goes crazy. When they started selling gold, I think they started selling gold like down here. Costco don't play. How cool would it be to be a quantitative analyst for Costco? It just like that's your whole job. Just like figure out how to like leverage market edge via inventory. I don't know. I kind of want to. Maybe I'll apply for that. So did we? Yeah, I forgot we got filled there. And look at ONDS. What a chat! It's going higher, guys. It's not done. It's starting. It's starting. So I had to be a good boy. I had to take a lot of profits. I started with a 5% position in this, which is really big for me in the big boy port. And then it turned into like a 8%, 7.5, 8%. So I took a good amount off. But look at this. It's not done. It's not done at all. Costco or GE. Imagine the size of the slide deck for GE. Big old slide deck. Big old deck. Sorry, that's. Ignore me. I'm sleepy. Okay, so we see UEC consolidating at 14 here. Consolidating at 14. I still like this. I followed flow from yesterday, from Friday. I saw it stick. I saw the OI stick this morning, and I got in on the January 30th 15 calls for about 50 cents, I think. They're sitting at 77 now. So we're sitting pretty there. We're holding that swing. What else do I got in the little gamble port here? We got a lunar call. That's still up 35%. Let me talk to you about why we got this snipe. So again, this is the same principle as the TMDE where we were looking for that little volume profile, little swipe in. So for me, I was looking in this 1750 handle. When we go to an hourly, you'll see why. So I was looking for the 1750 handle, and I know this thing loves to flush out and then rip. See, it did this kind of thing yesterday. It flushed all the way to 1575, this previous pivot. We'll mark out the pivot. Very clear pivot there. Bumped our head here, then we surged above it, back tested it, undercut surge, held, back test again and surge. So clearly this is a launch pad. This is a big buyer here, loading up. So I wanted to see the same exact thing at this level. See this, guys? 1 point of contact, 2 point of contact, so pretty like that. So these relative equal highs, they love getting swept. When I'm down here and I see these, boy howdy, I'm looking for a long. I'm looking for a long up there. And then if it surges and back tests, I'm looking to keep going and keep the party going here. So we got the really nice snipe there. You can just put these stink bids in. Definitely this is something you do with funny money. This is something I did with $50 or so, just because if it doesn't work, it's going to go to zero if it goes down here. But if it does work, you're instantly up 30%. I was up 30% in like 3 minutes. Did I take it? No. I don't know. Whenever you get 30% in 5 minutes, 3 minutes, you should probably take it. But you know what? We're letting it cook. Talk is saying SMR is a buy. SMR is a buy here? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just sad because I thought it was going to get to 13 and I never partook. I never got involved. Got to 14. I wanted the 1350 to 13 handle. Womp womp. So, crazy strong here. Let me introduce you guys to the crime tap setup. This is a setup we should be looking for in a lot of the stuff that kind of got overly pumped, like the small cap stuff, and then got beaten down a little too much. We can look for these crime taps at the 200. So let me pull that up on OKLO. Where's my 200? All right, I gotta show you on the other chart. OKLO one day. All right, fellas. If you are an institution and you are only allowed to buy when it is at a discount on a daily horizon, that usually means you're looking to buy when it is interacting or slightly under the 200 day. So these guys are buying under the 200 day. Big surge. Oh, you didn't get in? Oh, too bad. Can't get in here. You can get in right here, though. You can get in right there and then boom, straight shot, because the people who are buying here, They're looking for a big move. They're looking for the sweep of the high here. These guys are looking for the big move. They're looking for a sweep of the high here. Because all signs are go for momentum. And if we look at the monthly chart here, what did we really see in these months of craziness when we went from 72 to 190? That's insane. All right, it's time to close your trades there. Trades were closed. What was the trade I was in? I was in LUNR. That's what it was. So let's see what the mock candle was for LUNR. It's bearish. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. I might tag into this at the very end, but we're in no positions. We have a nice green day. Excuse me. No need to push it. ONDS just absolute chatting here. We love it. We love it. You're waiting for the Qs at 350. What? You're waiting for Qs at 350. Oh, the time. I thought you meant the strike. I was like, come on, man. Come on, man. All right, waiting for the 355 pairing. So this is pretty key, and this is something that nice pop on TMDE. This one looks like it's going to go. I'm a gambling man. Well, I would be a gambling man if this chart would work to let me in. So I would be a gambling man. I'd buy a little at 107 here. I'd buy 100 shares and let it rock. We're going to hold off on the lunar there. I think that might be a tomorrow trade. We might get another flush out. And I think we chill here. I think we chill for the 9 minutes and we start to look around the market. AMD, apparently a buy. Let's look at that. Yeah, so I deployed a good amount of cash today in the longer term port. Went from about 40% invested to about 55-ish, 60-ish% invested here. Just still looking. I got my whole list. Whenever they come down to my levels, that's when I'm getting involved. I'm not chasing, especially at the beginning of the year, because, hey, what if I get too bulled up? What if I get too bulled up and start buying a bunch of small caps that might need to air out another 10%? That 10% might shake me, and I might be right, but I'm positioned too heavy at the wrong times. So just play each chart, make sure I'm balanced a little bit here. So I got the barbell action between commodities and some more speculative growth, hard assets, and whatever the heck Reddit is. I'm long Reddit. I think Reddit's a really nice chart here. Look at that. Oh, it's doing the thing. It's pushing out of the base. So yeah, keep an eye on this one for a swing. On a longer term horizon here, I think this is a big ol' ascending triangle base going higher. Or on the weekly, you could say a cup and handle. We cupping, we handling. So I like these. I like this kinds of setup. This down once, comes back, pokes up, shows an incentive to make a new high, comes back. And you kind of get a wacky W here too. And maybe you get the move up to this trend line. Something like that. We could ping pong up in here and then get a squeeze going, or more realistically hit this, come back, and keep on working a channel kind of action here. This kind of looks like a channel, doesn't it? If we rip this up here, maybe we go like that or something. Yeah, that looks like kind of rough, close enough for government work, Get up somewhere here, 350, 100 bucks. It's worth my time. So yeah, I like this for what could you call it? An AI like analog kind of play. Like it's data sets. I don't know. What does Reddit do? What does Reddit even do? The crow is bigly long. DJT, his bet is huge. Let's look at it. That looks pretty good. It bored me out. It bored me out in this 3-day consolidation and then popped it down. But that was the buy off the 21, off the rising 21 there. So now we got upward consolidation here. And look at this volume shelf here. That's pretty. So look, we got this big old chunky volume shelf. There's one there, one there, one there, one there. This big old range. If we can pop this, we're going to the next magnet up here. We're going to test this. And I think they're looking for an off-ramp. Well, look here. That's pretty nice. So there was consolidating for months and months and months and months and months. Wiped out to hell and back. And then look, anybody who was stuck here, they got out and we're coming back. So now the magnet has been relieved. Now we get to see the real hand of the price action here. What do we see? It came back into the 6-2 golden fib here. Golden fib is aligned with these rising moving averages. And that is often why these golden fibs will catch on these retests, because sure, it's the pretty level, it's the 62. There's a lot of traders trading off of that, but I think more importantly, that's the area where on a big surge, often you'll see these moving averages catch up. So it provides an area of confluence where you have multiple cohorts of traders all getting involved in there. Not me though, I missed it. But Crow's looking for it. Let's look at the intraday action here. Just see what's shaking. That's looking pretty darn constructive to me. I really like these gap ups, and then you get the really clean entry right there. Not me, but somebody did. And then you get the immediate incentive up, and look how clean this is trading. It's ding dong. Oh, here's your buy. Sweep the high. There's your sell. Ding dong, sell. All right, now we wait. It's rebasing. Might be time to start cooking this 2-day VWAP here. This periwinkle. This light purple line. Either way, we're seeing moving averages flatten out on a short term, which is basically allowing things to catch as the higher time frame moving averages move on up. DVLT as a buy. I thought I missed this one. DVLT. Data Vault AI. This is interesting. Who was talking about this? I forget. Somebody was talking about this way down here, and I didn't want to get involved because it's a penny stock. Now it's still a penny stock, but it's worth 3 times as much. So big moves. All right, folks, we got 4 minutes left. Be sure to wrap your trading up, and everybody look on in wonder at Ondas. Look at that beauty, 1249. I got to check my options because I got one runner left, and I don't want to let go of it. What's my sell order at? I think it's 150. 170, that's fine. If that hits, then we'll be at 13, and I'll take my money and run. Okay, uranium coming on back to the 5-minute 50 there. Still holding the previous swing high from the opening sesh or opening range break. Nice and constructive stair step and go down. 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward. Tomorrow to 15, hopefully. 1450, 15. So we're looking at that. We are not touching the rest of our ONDS. Our shares are cooking. Our shares are cooking. Let's see how much they're cooking. Okay, we have an iceberg sell on the indices. Let's pop over there on the bottom left here for SPY. SPY. Just shaking the tree here. We have this low. Intraday, we're not moving higher. We're not moving past that 688. That's going to cap us. So because of that, we see people positioning for tomorrow, I do believe. So they're shaking out these weak-handed little scalpy guys. Shaking out these weak-handed little scalpy bulls. Now we can start looking if we're actually finding buyers from the morning consolidation here. This morning zone. Seems like it, and this is what we'd want to see. This is still a flag enough. And I like it. Data Vault here looking very nice into the close. Man, every time I look at ONDS, just warms my heart. Warms my heart. All right, the only ONDL shares I have left are ones that I rebought, and they're already up 40% again. I sold some up 30% because it felt silly, and then I put it into regular ONDS shares. Those regular ones are up 15%, and at the end of the day, I just bought more of those. They're up 40 again. It's crazy. So gotta tranche out when it's moving that well. Okay, guys, we're close to the end here. Didn't SoftBank sell the entire NVIDIA lot? Yes, they did, and I think they kind of cleared out the books. I don't know if they did. That's the rumor I heard. And price action seemed to kind of confirm that, especially with the selling on ARM as well. I feel like they were just clearing out their books at the end of the year there to make their new bet on what are they doing? OpenAI, right? On the private one. So NVIDIA here on the weekly, it still looks good to me. I'm still in this one. I'm in with an average of, I got involved at 174, added a little at 180 in this little area here. Just because I want a foothold in the AI stock. I don't believe it's done. Everybody's saying it's too big to grow. They said that at 200 too. I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it. I'm buying NVIDIA, just not the narrative. Okay, guys, we got 1 minute left. 9 seconds left. I'm sorry, this snuck up on me here. Close them trades if you got them. Close them if you got them. I'm not going to swing anything. I'm hanging out. But we'll look at Lunar into the close. It is kind of holding. All right, pencils down, folks. Pencils down. We made it. We made it through another Monday, and it was a fun one here. Let's do a real quick recap of what SPY did, and then I'll let you guys enjoy your day here. So, hourly chart. Hourly chart. What do we see? What do we see? We see one low. We see higher low. See that volume coming in there to catch us? I like this. We have a downtrend line break. And if you zoom out just a little bit, is that a cup and handle? Is that a cup and handle I see? If it is, it should respect the 50% of the pullback. 50% pullback respected to the penny, just about. It's good enough for me, brothers. Good enough for me. So tomorrow, I'd like a little back test right under this 686-ish. I'd like to sweep under that, probably renegotiate 685 potentially. I'll have to see what the gamma profiles are looking like. But in general, I think we go up. I think we saved. I think we save-sticked. Going to the daily here. Get this out of the way. And man, guys, this was a gut check, especially on Qs. But you see that? I think they were shaking the tree right there. I think that's a, oh, stopped out. Too bad, so sad. We're going to rally. I kind of think that's what we're going to get here. Some really good traders in my server, though. Some really good traders that I respect a lot. They're loading up hedges. They're still long bias, but they're loading up hedges in case we do get an air out here. So something to consider, we do have a, essentially, is it an ascending triangle or is it a rising wedge type beat? SPY looks a little stronger. We look at Qs. A little more ambiguous. A little bit more ambiguous here. Maybe like that. So in general, when we have consolidation, we have to revert to our higher time frame bias. If we don't have a reason to think that the indices are going to stop here, then we got to respect this as a higher low. We got to respect these moving averages flattening, and this is a VCP, a volatility contraction pattern. So with a VCP, you want each contraction to be half of the width or the depth of the previous. So this one from 580 to 637, call it $57. Then we take it from this one, 600 to 630, 30. So 50, 57, 30, half, right? So now this consolidation should be half of that. 610, 625, 15. See how even that is? See how nice that is? That just tickles my brain. I love that kind of stuff. So guys, so whenever you see this kind of like symmetry, I guess, to me that says the chart's working. Maybe that's just my own superstition, but to me that means the chart's working. I think this was a fake out. I think we go up. That being said, if we lose this big volume shelf, we can air out pretty darn quickly. I would be targeting this 592 on Qs, 595 area right here. And you can see it's an area of interest from multiple points back here. We've got the gap where it gapped up and just left people behind. Too bad, so sad. I think we call this a skill issue rally. If you weren't in, what can you do? You can wait for a higher low like this. If you're brave, if you're a little less brave, then you can add back here. So I think that we are still on track, guys. Let's see. Anything else here? Hey, Bacaro. All right, catching up here. A few minutes late. We missed catch up. KTUP. We'll look at KTUP and then I'll head out. T-Rex 2X long Katos. Oh my goodness, they have this? That's amazing. So if you missed Kratos with 1x leverage, you can take the catch-up trade here and juice your returns. Definitely worth considering. So we have this 2x ETF. When did this one start? Quite a while ago. But do you see, guys, do you see this? It's the golden age of grift. You launch a 2x ETF, you go from 25 to 60. It's a liquidity thing, guys. It's a liquidity thing. You launch a 2 times ETF on ONDL, it's a liquidity thing. 22 to 41. Okay. So yeah, I had to lock some in. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Talk. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Bacaro. Thank you, Crow. Thank you, all the regulars. And thank you, anybody else who's watching. I'm Steve. This is Power Hour. That's Nick. Good to see you, brother. All right, guys. Happy New Year, Leo. Have a great week, guys. Why am I saying have a great week? We're just starting. Have a great day. We will have a great week, but I'll be here with you tomorrow for Power Hour. Be sure to tune in the morning for Big Money Mitch and Michael Noss, and then you know where I'll be all week for Power Hour. You know where to find me. Also, Wednesday, I'll be live with the boys, live with Michael and Mitch. So come on in, hang out with us. We're gonna have a good time. I'll do the rest of the pitches. Why not? You're still here. If you want to find me any time of the day, you know where to find me in my Discord. You can find my Discord server in my Twitter bio. That's at Steve Tileman, SteveTeilmann. I forgot how to spell my name. That's my sign to sign off, guys. Have a great day. I'm Steve. Take it easy.